This is Jared Cook of Rise of Red. You are watching the Hood Metal Records live stream broadcast. You can check out my previous interview, episode 6, along with more of my solo material for Rise of Red at facebook.com/Rise of Red. You can also check out more of my solo content on Instagram. That is also Rise of Red.
Tell me about your music career and how you got started.
Oh, I would say probably very first starting out, it was probably around 12 or so. I remember being out at my grandma's house, and my uncle had an old guitar that was always just laying around. And so anytime I was out there, I was always trying to, mess with it, see if I could make it do anything. Of course, it hardly had any strings or anything, but it was just something different. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. And so one day he basically said, hey, listen, I'll give you that guitar if you could learn to play it. So then fast forward years later, and then it started progressing into wanting to try to actually do something and getting more lessons, and just kept building until I was in a band. Basically started off in probably high school, probably my sophomore and through senior year. I was doing stuff in high school, trying to play out a little bit here and there when we could and stuff.
I like this particular shot that we've got up of you right here, right now. I mean, that guitar is pretty badass, man. Is that like a Schecter or something, or?
That is actually Ibanez Iceman.
Wow.
Yeah, that particular one, it's not an authentic Iceman, but it's a replica Iceman. And I specifically like that one because it had a Floyd Rose on it, locking tuners and everything. And a lot of my guitars, I have that on them anymore. But I was really drawn to the stars and green. Green's my favorite color. And this actually was designed for the guitar player of White Zombie. Jay used to play on this guitar. And I always liked White Zombie, and it was green. And I was just like, dude, it's so different. I got to get it. But I just couldn't get the actual authentic Ibanez because they don't make them anymore, and they're kind of hard to find now. So I went for the second best and got a replica made.